Hey, I'm Scott Wiener from Scott's Pizza Tours, and I'm here in Park Slope, Brooklyn with Flavors of New York. We're gonna check out PDA Pizza. Come on inside. Let's see. Hey, I'm Scott.
Hey, welcome.
Must be Emmy.
Emmy, yeah, nice
Scott,
to meet you.
I'm Rob.
Good to meet you, Rob. I'm here with Emmy and Rob Guymond, and I want to hear all about the origin of PDA Pizza. So when did it all begin?
Yeah, we'd been looking for a place for a long time. Emmy and I were running Speedy Romeo together. She was the general manager and I was the chef de cuisine. We've been looking for a long time, and it all came together in early March of 2020. And we signed the papers on a Tuesday, and we opened the Friday after that, and that Friday was March 13th of 2020.
Pretty weird timing. Obviously, you didn't know what was coming down the pipeline, but what was that like to open at the very beginning of a completely uncertain time period?
I was actually playing overseas basketball at the time, so Rob was all by himself, and you did friends and family on a Friday, right? And 2 days later, they gave the orders to shut everything down.
Yeah, at the time it was kind of like people didn't know what to expect. So like some people thought that we were just gonna be slamming all the time because people weren't working. But then like it got more serious and it got more serious, and then it was pretty quiet. By Sunday, we didn't have any customers. We knew it was gonna be a lot of work. We just didn't know the type of work that it was gonna be. Like we run restaurants before, but at that time it was us doing every single thing. Takeout, delivery, making all the dough, making every single pizza, making every drink. It was just, we hired people as we got busier, but it took a year, 6 months before we could bring more people in.
So, Emmy, PDA Pizza, public display of affection, kind of a suggestive name. Like, did you pick it because it would kind of spur people's brains, or what's the story behind that?
For us, we thought PDA was the perfect name because food, hospitality, drinking, gathering is a display of affection for us personally, and we liked the idea that different people have different interpretations of the name, but definitely like feeding people, giving people a place to be is like, we can't think of a more public display of affection than that.
So I know pizza is like my main thing, and I know that that's kind of your main thing, but you're also open for breakfast and lunch. I want to hear more about that. What's the breakfast situation, and how did you end up doing like breakfast burritos, right? When I think of breakfast burritos, I don't think of New York City, but I love breakfast burritos, and I'm like delighted that they exist somewhere here. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you get into breakfast burritos?
We grew up in the UP, or the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, but we lived in Ann Arbor for a little bit, and there was a place called Zingerman's that did just like the most solid breakfast burrito, and it was like a grab and go sort of thing. Like you'd like pull up to they had like a drive-through, you could pull up and get one in like 2 minutes, and then go on your road trip or wherever you were going. And we lived like right by there, so I guess that's like ours is super simple. It's like really well cooked eggs, like a delicious tortilla, hot sauce on the side, pickled vegetables on the side, and you can like build your own adventure. So I guess that's the Zingerman's Roadhouse is the inspiration.
The origin story, yeah.
You both run restaurants, back of house and front of house. Here I see way more than a pizza and breakfast burrito situation. The beverage program looks pretty serious. What's the scoop on how you picked what's on the bar?
It's definitely collaborative. My background is in behind the bar. I was a bartender before I ever started managing restaurants, and we both have a big passion for wine, and especially natural, organic, biodynamic, small producer, female producer, person of color produced wines. So we try as much as we can to make all of our wine list fall under one or more of those categories. And then just like having been a bartender, a lot of the names of our cocktails are kind of like tongue-in-cheek industry names that describe the cocktail, but also are playing with how a lot of guests order sometimes.
The easiest one to describe is this something fruity but not too sweet, which is like people want that.
Yeah.
People are coming in, and we just so instead of like trying to like invent something for them, person to person, we just like put it on the menu, and it's one of our best sellers.
Okay, we gotta talk pizza, because that's really why I'm here. there's a pizza oven over here, open flame, gas assist, Marforni, something like that.
Yeah, it's a gas assist, but we don't use the gas assist much.
You're just on the wood.
Yeah.
And I remember when I ate, I was like, because I know this oven
Okay.
very well, and I'm like, okay, but you're sticking with the wood because again, it's clear choice for you. But so you opened right at the beginning of the pandemic. It's an uphill battle right of the way. You could have chosen the easy way out and just have a nice steady gas flame. Why'd you decide to go with the wood?
Wood just makes everything so much more delicious. Like the pizzas are a focal point of the menu. Everybody that comes in gets a pizza, but we do everything we can out of the oven. We do a lot of roasted vegetables. We do like some like roasted meat specials sometimes, and it's fun and it's delicious.
Like, where do you take your inspiration from for the pizza? Because clearly you're not a restaurant that is just playing by a specific set of rules and regulations, but you've got this oven and you're probably baking at a high temp that usually people think about it as being a specific like Neapolitan pizza. How does yours differ from that?
We're kind of like this like new wave pizza that's like it's like hitting New York and it's like hitting the rest of the country, but it's like we get our flour from Wild Hive upstate. We get our tomatoes, like the best tomatoes we can find are Bianco di Napoli. So we got the cheese pizza, the pepperoni pizza, the white pizza, but we keep with our offerings pretty narrow, so that like it gives us time to have some fun with everything else that we're doing. Usually have like 2 or 3 pizza specials on, and then like 2 or 3 back kitchen like vegetable specials. So right now we have a mortadella pizza special on. It's a white pizza with taleggio. The taleggio is one of my favorite cheeses that I discovered an appreciation for when I was at Roberta's. It's like kind of a weird season right now because nothing's really in season, so it's like a good time to put like a meat cheese pie on. Just took off like a kind of like a fall winter sweet potato pizza. We do like an asparagus with a green sauce pizza that's like one of everyone's favorites. Yeah, we just roll with what we want to do and what's in season.
Important to note that Rob's background is in fine dining first. He came from Jean Georges, and then to supplement his income, he started working at Roberta's. From there, went to Speedy Romeo. So like Rob is like a chef first and a pizza guy second, but has gotten obviously really good at making really good pizza. There's more artistry than just like being a slice place. Here's something fruity but not too sweet.
Thank you. Let's find out. It's exactly. Yeah, this is exactly it. Now, let me just double check. Oh yeah, it's refreshing. It's great. Here's the real question: does it pair well with the pizza?
Let's see.
Let's find out. Okay, let's start margarita.
Yeah, that's
Right. Then we'll move over.
That sounds fair.
How do you choose your slice when you're faced with this situation?
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
I know which slice is screaming at me.
Oh my gosh. Well, what's your...
Okay, this is the slice for me.
Okay.
I love a char bubble. I love imperfection. When I see an uninterrupted crust, I feel like there's no drama in this slice's life.
That's a great call.
So that's why I picked this one. And I like this sort of like even distribution. I don't like a ton of cheese coverage. I'm here for the tomato. I want the cheese to be textural, and this is like enough for me.
For a margarita, I like to go for the we use this really nice finishing olive oil from Italy. And I like to make sure there's a pocket somewhere. Yeah,
I
that
see
one's a
the
good
pool.
one. I want to see that glisten.
And what I like so much about this is not the typical every other wood-fired 12-inch pizza crust. This is way more body to it, way more bite, and some nuttiness.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the other ones where you don't really taste so much flavor from the base, you're just getting texture. And this, it's a unique texture and flavor.
Yeah, we cook a little bit longer. We want
Yeah.
a little bit more crisp, a little bit more caramelization.
I bet this holds up in delivery a lot better than
I think that's true.
flash-baked minute pizzas.
It's really good breakfast pizza.
Yeah, we got the mortadella pizza, mortadella and taleggio. I like to cut the mortadella into chunks to make sure everybody knows what they're eating. And I think it's a little more caramelization when it's like on top and in chunks. Like typically you see it like sliced thinly and like under the cheese, and it's a little bit more delicate. But we're going for hearty here in February at PDA.
It's also healthy because it has vitamin P.
Pistachio. Vitamin M too. Yeah. So slice selection. I go kind of the same way. I mean, I'm like, this slice kind of calls to me because I like this, you know, even distribution, and you got this drama happening on the edge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go that way.
I like that you call it drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's drama.
It is.
Well, I want drama in the beverage, in the food. You know, I want every bite to be a little different. In my breakfast cereal, you want the crunchy parts and the soggy parts. I want to go on a journey. I don't want a bowl of soup that's consistent the whole way through. Why are more people putting nuts on pizza? What are they afraid of? The truth.
The truth. Yeah, that's solid.
And I've never seen cubed mortadella on a pizza, and it's assertive.
It's sort of,
You know, and when you said I want people to know what they're eating, it's like I picture mortadella pizza. It's, you know, thin mortadella you add on after the bake, and it kind of melts in a little bit, or you bake it and it crisps up a little bit. Nah. This avoids the problem of taking a bite into part of the mortadella and then dragging it off. This is almost like, and I mean this in the most polite way, people of Bologna, close your ears. You know when you bite into a musubi and that chunk of spam? That's the emotion that I'm experiencing.
I love that.
It's a very positive emotion. But you know, don't get offended.
This is good.
You like it?
Yeah.
I am having such a blast. I want to thank Emmy and Rob so much for having me here. You got to check out PDA Pizza. It's right here on Union Street in Park Slope. And also you can check out PDA Slice Shop, which is in Manhattan on 53rd and 2nd?
Lexington. 53rd and Lexington in the Hue.
The Hue.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, my deep, deep pleasure. Thanks.
Your company was great. Your jokes were great.
I've spent a lot of time writing them all. I just love this. I mean, my whole world is pizza. I take people to places on the tours, and I work with tons of pizzerias like you guys, independent pizzerias all over the country with Slice Out Hunger. And our whole mission is just about empowering independent pizzerias to use their energies for good. And so many pizzerias are already participating in their neighborhoods, but we try to give people the tools to work on sort of a collective nationwide organization like ours, by working together and doing hunger relief organization activations. We can just, you know, do more good by acting together.
That's awesome.
So that's what we do with Slice Out Hunger.
Dude.
From Flavors in New York, I'm Scott Wiener. I'll see you here at PDA or elsewhere. Have a slice day.
Thank you guys.